current understanding is that it's actually an unintended byproduct of personalization in advertisements. Now, and let me explain why. People or for the owners of social networks, for instance, they make their money from showing us advertisements. And whenever we respond to the ad, and they can know pretty well because I would click. So they have perfect statistics whether I responded or not. So they want to maximize that. They want to maximize my clicks to advertisements because they are getting paid by the advertisers. And how can they achieve that? They can achieve that by showing me the better, those advertisements that I will probably react to best, but also by maximizing my time in that social network. So they created automated algorithms that just optimize these two things. Yeah? They try to learn about myself. And the second one is actually the less clear, but maybe even more important. They try to maximize my time spent there, because it also maximizes the chance that in the end I will click somewhere on an advertisement. But it turns out that how could they maximize this time? They would try to show me something, some not advertisements, but the content or potential friends or some interesting stuff to which I would respond more, to which I would read longer, etc., etc. It turns out that making people angry actually leads to this goal. This is more advantageous for them. If you are dissatisfied, if you somehow get caught in a cause, and if you somehow read the negative news that there is something bad happening and the state is stealing my money or whatnot, that gets the attention, not the positive news. This gets the attention. So, just for the sake of spending more time, these algorithms, it was not the design by the people, but the algorithms actually optimize this by showing you more negative news, and people get more and more kind of caught in this endless loop of negativity. This is more and more clear, I think, that we need to be very careful. And here comes like my kind of case for manipulation awareness, because it may be this manipulation which is not designed by someone against you, it's by design for their business purpose. Securing personal information, personal integrity. What I mean by that, I talked about there is no free service on the internet. For them to optimize the recommendation algorithms, they use every tiny bit of information they can get about you. And that includes a like click in Facebook, that includes anything that you do in that digital world. So if a news article pops up and catches your attention, and you just have it open and do nothing, that also gets registered, because it means that you probably got interested and you probably read it. So all of that builds a profile about you, like which topics are important for you, which causes are important for you probably, and then they optimize like the next content. So that's why it is good to not kind of leave too much of a digital trace behind you, I think. But it can be misused also. That's actually like the real reason. When I talked about the bad actors creating now virtual persona that can give you a call and scam you because you thought you knew who it was, you would make it easier for them if you leave a digital trace. And really the digital trace can be really subtle. And we already touched the potentials of what AI can do to society. There is an enormous amount of good things that can happen. But you see the democratization of fake news and of scamming and forging documents and manipulating everything. Now, the mere fact that AI progresses and it really does have the potential to, let's say, replace part of human work in at least some areas of our work, that has, of course, the potential to disrupt society. I don't know now what will happen, how much this will happen. American investors tend to claim that, oh, everything will change, we all will lose our jobs, and all sorts of things like that. I don't think it's as hot as they claim, because they just need their shares to rise, so that's why they are making these claims. Let me summarize a couple of points from my side about this. On the positive side, why I think that we as humans, we still have the edge over whatever AI there is at the moment. So far, I have not seen any artificial intelligence that would be able to really invent and really identify an unobvious or very unique solution, which is unrelated to anything else there has been. And this is where humans are much better. When compared to the current AI, we are much better at following long-term goals, keeping the bigger picture, understanding things. Because again, inside the AI, it's not about understanding, it's about just how big a context it can swallow somehow, and fiddle with it and mesh up inside. The biggest two actually risks from using AI, because I somehow talked about some negative things that AI brings, but that doesn't mean I discourage people from using it, because there is enormous amount of value you can gain, every one of us, I guess. But always keep in mind two things. One is the hallucinations. I talked about it. It will surprise you by some really unexpected mistakes. The other thing is over-reliance. And that means that we already know about people, and it can be seen in schools already, how pupils rely too much on it, because it does a lot of work, a lot of preparatory work for their, writing down the thesis or something. And this over-reliance means that we are de-skilling ourselves, so the people are losing their skills, because having skills, similar to anything, you need practice. You need to practice your skills, and that goes to some kind of mental skills as well. It's not just physical skills. So if we would just ask for everything in the AI, then we'd lose the skill. I see a lot of uncertainty, especially among young people, because I'm still involved at the Czech Technical University, partially, and when I have seminars there, or when I talk to the people about their future after exams or something like that, they are all really uncertain, because lots of messaging from the US is really about losing our ground to the AI and stuff. Yeah, so I try to encourage everyone as much as possible, because let's be the users of AI, let's be the guardians of AI, if you wish. Let's utilize it where it makes sense, and let's fight for the right use, because there will be bad actors trying to do bad things to us using AI. And here, what I put here in green is this is exaggerated, of course, when I claim that the digital world is not real. Well, that's too much. Of course, it is real in some sense, but what I mean is, I wrote this when I had on my mind those young people who spend most of their time in a social network, communicating only virtually with someone, I don't know, maybe at the other side of the world, not even knowing whether it is a person or not, and putting all trust into these either concrete persons or even not like that. Some people even feel like getting maybe approval from the public space on the internet somehow gives them reassurance about something. This is what I mean, that's not real. And yes, I admit there is a great challenge ahead for the younger generation. We need to enforce AI governance against the interests of the power. I refute what I mean by that. Now we are in the middle of the, let's say, fight for power between OpenAI, Google, Meta, and so it's basically individual persons who know very well that they can have enormous influence over the world, and they will try to really grab as much power as they can because they don't have the tool. Okay, so I think that's enough for me.